You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith Stewardship and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders to protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. In today's episode, we will talk about how to make sure that your church's insurance policy actually covers your current needs. Let me introduce you to Teddy. He is a local accountant and a faithful volunteer on the finance committee at his church in Waco. He's careful, he's thoughtful, he takes stewardship seriously. And right now, he's staring at two insurance proposals that don't sit right with him. One is a renewal from their longtime carrier with a 30% premium increase, which is on top of a big increase last year. The other is a shiny new program he's never heard of, promising suspiciously low premiums in a market where nothing feels cheap anymore. Teddy's not just stressed about the price. That's not the real issue. What's keeping him up at night is a bunch of questions about the church's insurance policy. Does it still cover the daycare wing they opened last year? Does it account for the explosion in online giving and digital records? Would it really protect the church after a major hailstorm? Or would they find out too late that the coverage was built for a church that no longer exists? That fear is heavier than any premium increase because Teddy knows this isn't just paperwork. It's the responsibility of protecting a congregation that assumes things are handled well. And Teddy isn't alone. This is the new normal for Texas churches. Premiums are rising fast. Deductibles are getting higher. Roof coverage is being restricted. Carriers are leaving the state or tightening claims standards. Churches are being forced to change companies, often without any real clarity on whether the new policy is better or just cheaper. Most policies weren't designed for today's churches. They were written when rebuild costs were lower, when cyber risk wasn't a thing, when churches weren't managing databases full of personal information or running childcare programs 6 days a week. The problem usually isn't price. It's that your church has outgrown its policy. Let's talk about where that shows up. First is property coverage. Many churches are severely underinsured because their building values are stuck in the past. Construction costs in Texas have surged. Labor costs are higher. Materials cost more. A policy written even 5 years ago can leave a massive gap if a building needs to be rebuilt today. Second is ministry activity. Churches aren't just worship spaces anymore. They're community centers, schools, daycares, counseling hubs, digital platforms. If your policy doesn't reflect how your church actually operates now or how it plans to grow, you're exposed in ways you may not see until a claim hits. And third is claims reality. The claims process in Texas has changed. Carriers are more aggressive, deductibles are higher, settlements are tighter. If you don't have an advocate who understands church claims, you can end up in a fight you didn't know you signed up for. This is exactly why we wrote a book called The Promise of Certainty. It's not about selling insurance. It's about eliminating guesswork through a simple framework: where you are, where you're headed, and what you need to get there. When churches walk through that process, policies stop being backward-looking documents and start becoming tools that protect the future God has called them into. That's what Teddy needed. And once he saw it clearly, the fear lifted. If you are a leader of a Texas church and you're unsure whether your current policy actually matches your ministry today, let's talk. You can connect with our church insurance team at insurancefortexans.com. And if you would like a copy of the book we wrote, head over to thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith Stewardship and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember, updating your church's policy today can save you a lot of headaches in the future.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.